Now, I'm not saying that I bought this kit just because it has a penguin on the side, but I'm also not saying that I didn't. Hello, Captain VFC here with another inbox review, stroke unboxing, stroke first impressions video of a kit. This time it's a manufacturer that I've not looked at on the channel before, even though I have actually built this kit before. Not the exact release, but the same basic tooling. It is a kit which linguistically confuses me. So it's the Stampe SV.4B. However, the company is either Stampe et Vertongen or Stampe et Vertongen because it's a Belgian company, and depending on whether you read it in French or Dutch, it would be completely different. And Jean Stampe was French, and I can't remember his first name, but Mr. Vertongen was of Dutch descent. So it's possibly both. So to make things easier for this entire video, I'm just going to be calling it the SV.4B. Okay? Now that that's agreed, let's have a little look. So this tooling is from 2015. It was released in 4 different versions, of which I have another one, as I've already mentioned. But essentially it's the same tooling, just with a few tweaks that represent the long, wonderful history of this interesting aircraft. There will be a full build video with a full history, so I would thoroughly recommend watching that because I love talking about this plane. It's just, I mean, it's like Belgium's main aerospace export, and hardly anyone's ever heard of it because nobody respects Belgium as an aircraft producing country, which is maybe justified given that this is the main export. But now we're just going to take a look inside the box. Before I open it, just a quick note that you can now become a channel member. If you want to spend some money on me and support the channel, that would be helpful. All money will go towards buying more kits because my stash is becoming reasonably thin at the moment, actually. So check that out if you want. No worries if you don't. You're still going to get all the content regardless, but just thought I'd mention it, and thank you to everyone who supported the channel to get me this far as it is. Like, subscribe, follow. Follow isn't a thing on this platform. Do the stuff. Anyway, let's look at plane. So on the box we have this beautiful artwork. It's Azur Frrom. I don't know. It's them. It's those guys. I mean, I believe it's Azur and Frrom is the particular series, but I don't know. I don't know enough about them. This kit has very little on the front side of the box. The side confirms that it is designed. Well, it says designed and concept invented in France. Doesn't that sound exciting? They invented the concept of a model of the SV.4B. Absolutely fantastic. But the tooling and moulding was made in the Czech Republic. It's got 4 languages here. In fact, there's nothing interesting on the ends. We'll ignore the ends. But on this other side, it has one of my favourite words to ever see on the side of a scale model. It says quadrilingual instructions sheet. Look at that, and enjoy building our model kits. How jolly is that? But yes, it's got basic instructions in English, German, French and Czech. And the back, that's what we care about. The kit contains decals for following aircraft. Not for the following, just for following. Don't forget this is a French firm. Don't expect English to be 100%. We have the one that is on the front, which is two-tone orange. It's basically orange and day glow with a little penguin. I really like that one. We have another funkier penguin on the back of this one, which is a single enclosed canopy version. I also really like that one. And then we have the more traditional, older Belgian scheme of silver lacquer and yellow, again with a penguin. And guess what? I also really like that one. This is difficult. I bought this because I wanted to do one of them, looked on the back, and want to do all of them. Anyway, let's take a little look inside. Well, this is all we're faced with. It is a bag with everything in it and the instructions. Quick look at the instructions. Let's see how good these are going to be. Bit of history down here. Only in 2 languages, actually. Only in French and English. If you can read that, by all means, you can cheat. But I will go over some of this, as I say, in the build video. Part map. Got some clear parts. We've got a single resin. Well, we've got multiple resin parts, but we only use one of them. And some symbols down here. Look, multiple coloured instructions. Yes. Oh, doesn't that look decent? And of course, you just essentially throw the plane together nice and easy. It gives you letters with a little paint drop. I don't know if you can see that little paint drop for which colours to paint. Stapled. Like, I'm not going to... Oh, hello. That's rather nice. I'm not going to get too obsessed with staples, but honestly, it's such a nice feature in limited run kits to have instructions that they've actually clearly cared about. It tells you which version... basically, I'm having a little dig at KP here. It tells you which version has which propeller, so camo B only, and then the call out featuring the orange and Dayglow red version there, which just looks fantastic, doesn't it? And then here is the display team. Where is it? Belgian Air Force Aerobatic Display Team. Lovely. Oh, and it even clarifies. God, see, it says that it flew with both versions of the canopy, the longer and the shorter one. It clarifies why there is an obvious discrepancy on there. They have thought this out much more than some others would. And then finally, as we already saw a sneak peek, there is the third version there. So that is not only basic pictures on the back, that is also full colour instructions, which is clearly unique to this code, FR0024, as opposed to sharing them. Anyway, the good bit, let's dive in to the bag and see what goodies we have. I shouldn't enjoy this as much as I do, but oh yeah, satisfying. So to get it out the way, oh no, it's in a zip bag. The clear part's in a zip bag. I was going to say to get it out of the way, but actually, no, we can look at it properly. There we go, because we can just seal the bag up. We have two completely different canopy parts. You have the twin-seater version there and the single-seater version for option B there. I say single-seat, you know what I mean. It's one of them's covered up. And then we don't use these, but this was what I used on the other one, which I will show off at some point, which are for the older version of the SV4, which had an open cockpit. And so there's your windscreens there. Rather thick, but still clear. Although that said, the thickest bit is actually the bit which is going to be painted on. So I think that's going to be absolutely fine. So good job so far. So now to have a quick look at the decals, just so that I get them safely off the bench. I don't want to damage them at all. These are also in another sticky bag. So clearly thinking about protection. So you see for option B, the red is actually decal, which is rather useful actually. Confirms that they're printed by Avi Print in the Czech Republic. Rather nice. Very limited stencil detail. There's a couple up here, but don't they look good? All in register as well. Now the real test will be whether they fall apart when you put them in water, but fingers crossed we will not have that experience. So let's safely put these away. Again, like I said, I don't actually want to damage them. It's fairer to the kit that I protect the bits where I can. Also, I'm not going to open this bag, but we have the aforementioned resin parts. Very, very minimal, and only one of them is used, which is that bit here. I think that's part of the engine, probably. I didn't really look in the instructions properly, but that's what it is. They look alright. I say most of them won't even be used. On to the actual injection moulded plastic itself. We have sprues A and E. See, there's A there, and there's E there. One half of the fuselage. It's a little sloppy. It's all right. It's a little sloppy. There's the tail, bit of the interior. It's fine. The detail on it is not overstated. A little bit soft, but I think will work fine. Sprues B and D are here, which has the cover for the enclosed canopy version. I assume that's what that is. I don't recall seeing that on the one I made, or maybe I did. No, I probably did. It's probably on both. Another engine cowling. So we have at least two engines. That's good. There's the extra propeller blades that it mentioned. Like I say, other half the fuselage. Looks all fine. Again, perfectly fine. No flash at all on this. And just as I say that, I noticed a little bit here, but it's not actually anywhere important. So here are the wings, confirming that this really is a dinky little aircraft. Look at that. Tiny wingspan. In fact, got a steel rule here. 11.5 centimetres. That is 4.5 inches in old money. So yes, not a large aircraft by any means. Again, the wing detail looks a little soft. Given that this aircraft had fabric covered surfaces, that probably works better to have a slightly softer plastic. They look all right. No locating pins. It is limited run technology. I'm not going to mark the kit down for that. I'm not going to try and claim that this is not as good as a modern Airfix kit or a Tamiya kit or something. It's never meant to be like that. It's the only, to the best of my knowledge, the only SV.4B that you can get in 1/72nd scale in injection molded plastic. It's a bit of an obscure aircraft, despite being Belgium's main aircraft. So, yeah, overall, it looks really good. So I'm going to get this back in the box and then talk about what I'm going to do with it. So there we have it, and this here is one that I made a few years ago, much closer to 2015 than today. I can't remember exactly when, but I only found out about this plane when I was given this kit as a present. It is unfortunately battle damaged. It has lost a strut. I think, yeah, a couple of the struts were replaced as well, so I didn't do the best job of it. In case you're wondering why it is in British colours, well, that is one of the other options. It represents a single aircraft that made it across the channel in 1940 and was impressed into RAF service. There we go. Free bit of history in this video. It was all brush painted and it's all right. It's fine. The plan for this one then, since learning about this aircraft through this kit, I have seen one in Brussels in their air museum there, which is it's either this exact one, number 33. It's definitely in that colour, and I became a little bit obsessed with the aircraft, seeing it hanging there. It is an adorable little thing. To give you an indication of its size, here it is next to a Tiger Moth, and as you can see, the Tiger Moth is notably bigger. It is, yeah. It's finally bigger than something. A Tiger Moth is not that tiny. Look, it's about similar sort of length, however, notably bigger wingspan. So there we go. It is actually much more akin to the Booker Youngman that I have here, which is a little bit smaller still, you see? And whilst I really like this one, as you can see, it is a bit battered, so I was thinking of doing a proper Belgian one so that I can have the standard RAF biplane trainer? It's a trainer aircraft, everyone. Standard RAF biplane trainer, the standard German biplane trainer, and then the standard Belgian biplane trainer, all in appropriate colours rather than in this, having two of them in British colours. So there we go. We'll leave it there. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, become a channel member if you want to, notification bell if you want to do that, and stay tuned for me building this kit. Like I say, as you've seen, I've built one before, so I have some idea as to what I'm going to be faced with. However, I'm so much better now, and I want to really do this kit justice by being just by being better. That's the takeaway. When you get better, you are better. Just be better. Experience better. No, it's always good to revisit things that you may have struggled with, and I definitely struggled with this kit. So please stay tuned for the build video. I'm going to be making it fairly soon. If you want to guess which colour I'm going to do, if I didn't already mention it because my memory is terrible and I can't remember what I said a few minutes ago, then by all means please do. I'll give you a hint, it's a Belgian one. Finally then, a quick hello and welcome to the first two channel members, Taggers365 and Bantha Fodder. I may or may not have ordered a Tiger Moth in your honour. Thank you. Until next time.